Hello viewers, welcome back to my tutorial for today. I'll be using this 4 years of lace fabric to illustrate on how to sew a long A-line Bubu lace dress with a puff sleeve. So please, if you are new to this channel, ensure you like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell to be the first to get notified when I upload a new video. So firstly, I'll be folding this fabric into four equal parts because it won't be having any zipper allowance because there won't be any zip at the back. Okay, I just folded my fabric into two, as you can see. So I'll be cutting the front part before cutting the back part of the dress. So the length of my dress is 62 inches, which is the entire tip. That's full tip. 62 inches. This is the entire tip I'll be using for this gown length. So I'll just mark that point and I'll cut out the excesses on hand. Okay, so this is what we're using for the front part. I just took the gown length and I cut out the excesses. Okay, firstly I'll take my shoulder measurements, which is 17 inches divided by 2 give me 8.5. 8.5 my shoulder measurement. Then I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Then 3 inches along the neckline area. So I'll just connect those lines together with my ruler. Sorry about my chalk, the cloth is very stretchy. So from that point where I took my shoulder slope, I'll come down by my round armhole measurements, divide by 2. You divide the round armhole by 2, which is 20 divided by 2 will give me 10 inches. So I mark 10 inches here. I'll also use my ruler to connect the line. Sorry about the color of my chalk. So I'll use my armhole ruler to get my armhole curve. Or if you don't have this ruler, you can just get the midpoint of your armhole, then you connect, you come in by 1 inch from the center part of your armhole, like the distance. Come in by 1 inch, 1 inch here like this. Then you connect from the midpoint to meet up with the 1 inch you came in with. Okay, I'll take my breast point measurement. That's the distance from my shoulder to my breast point, which is 12 inches. So these 12 inches I marked now. I'll roll the line out, the breast point line. So on that point, I'll take my breast point measurement, my bust measurement, my bust measurement, which is 44 divided by 4 will give me 11 inches. 11 inches. So remember, this dress is a very free dress that won't be having a zipper at the back. So I'll be adding extra allowance to it So in each measurement, I'll be adding 3 inches extra to it because it won't be having a zipper. 3 inches. Then I'll take my half length measurement from my shoulder to my waistline, which is 17 inches. 17 inches. 17 inches. Then I also insert my waist measurement, divide by 4. 37 divided by 4 will give me 9.25. 9.25. I'll also add my 3 inches seam allowance there. Okay, as you can see, the style from the picture is very free. So let me first of all connect my waistline and my bust line together. Okay, the distance from my shoulder to my hip is 25 inches. 25 inches. And my hip measurement is 43 inches. Divided by 4 give me 11.75. 10.75, sorry. 10.75 plus 3 inches. Okay, I'll take the total measurements on my hip line and add allowance to it to get the lower part of my dress. That's the flowing part of the dress because I want it full. So I'm having 14 inches here. So I'll just go down to the hemming part of this dress and measure and mark 14 inches. 14 inches. I'll add 4 inches extra to it because I want it to be very full. So now I'll use my long ruler to connect the lines together. I'm adding 4 inches extra to this lower part because I want the gown to be very full and flowing at the lower part, just as you can see in the picture. So I'll use my ruler now to connect from the waistline. I'll be connecting from the hip area. I'll connect from this waistline here to meet up with the hemming part of the dress. Just place my ruler like this. Okay. Sorry about my chalk. My tray is kind of... So I'll just cut this out and use this one to cut the back part before cutting the neckline. So I'll just start with my shoulder slope. So I'll just take this front part off and place it to cut the back one. I'll just place it the same way and cut the back one. Okay, just place the front on the second piece of fabric I'm having. So I'll just cut out same thing since I'm using the same measurement and I'm not having any zipper allowance. So I'll be starting on my neckline, my shoulder slope. Then the rest part of the dress length. So for my neckline, I'll be using 3 inches, 3.5 inches. Can use 2 inches is fine, depending on the size of the person. Then for the front neck, I'll be using 4.5 inches. I'll just connect to meet the 3 inches with my ruler. While for the back neck, I'll be using 2 inches. I'll just come down by 2 inches. Just come down by 2 inches, or 1.5 inches is fine. So I'll just use 1.5 inches. Now connect it together. I'll use my scissors to cut it. So 3 inches by 4.5 for the front leg, then 3 inches by 2 inches for the back neckline. Okay, as you can see, this is the back neckline and this is the front neckline. So I'll be cutting the back first before cutting the front. Then I'll just cut only the front. Just raise it up since they're on each other like this. I'll cut the front neckline. Okay, this is what I'm having. This is my front neckline and this is the back neckline. If your fabric, you're using an Ankara fabric, I would advise you put the slits at the back to fix a button. But since this is a lace and it's stretchy, it's just perfect. I'll be using a bias now, a peach color bias, to bias the neckline round. Then we'll be cutting the sleeve. So this dress now will be sewing with just 1 inch. Then the 2 inches will be for the seam allowance because it's a free gown. We need enough allowance. I'll be using 2 inches seam allowance, then 1 inch for my sewing allowance. I'll be using 2 inches for ease, then 1 inch for seam allowance. So I'll be sewing the side area using just 1 inch. So for my sleeve now, I'll just fold my extra fabric into two like this. Since it's a long puff sleeve, and my sleeve length is 24 inches, I'll be marking out 25 inches because of the seam allowance, using total of 25. And since it's a puff sleeve, you don't use your exact sleeve measurement. You have to add like extra inches to it, either 1 or 2 inches. If you're working for a chubby person, you add 2 inches. But if it's on the slim side, 1 inch is fine. So I'll just trim off the excesses I'm having because this is just what I'll be needing from this point to this point. Okay, to get your sleeve perfect puff sleeve, I'll be exaggerating the sleeve though, using freehand. But for this cap area, I'll be using the exact measurement because I don't want excesses on the armhole. So we'll divide by our bust measurement by 12 plus half inch, which I've already calculated that and I've gotten 4 inches. 4 inches. Then my armhole distance, which is 10 inches. That's your armhole, round armhole, divided by 2 is 20 inches, divided by 2 is 10 inches. So I'll mark it. Then I'll also come down by that same 4 inches. Okay, so just connect from this point to meet this point. That's the 4 inches I mark here for my cap height to meet for the armhole measurements. You just connect in a curving manner like this. Okay, so from this point now, I won't be doing anything since it's a puff sleeve. I'll just draw a straight line down to limit this part, my waist area. I want that tie to be full, but I want this area to be my exact armpit. So I'll just cut this off. So I use 10 inches down to the end of the sleeve. Okay, so this is what I'm having. So this side will be my exact armhole measurements, while here will be the fuller part. Then I'll be having something like a band along the wrist area. So I'll just place this, fold another piece into two and cut out same thing. This is the outcome of the dress, looking very nice. This is the sleeve. So you can see the net in the hand is just a 1.5 inches band. I just attach it to it, and the slit is just 4 inches. So you just open it up and attach it to it. That's all about it. Kindly like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. See you in my next video.